So I've got an idea and it's sort of half formed, but I've been programming for like 10 hours today and I just need to take a break to spew some thoughts out onto the internet. And I think it's a pretty cool idea, but I won't claim that it's original or anything. So there is an element called cesium, I believe, and if you take a splash of cesium and you dump it onto aluminum, a lot of aluminum, it'll crumble it over time. So picture like a razor scooter or something, and if you splash a little bit of this cesium liquid on it, not even that much, it'll kind of eat away into the structure of the metal, and you can even dig into the metal with your bare hands after a couple hours. It just destroys it. And similarly, if you put a little bit of poison into a well, the whole well's shot. And similarly, if you remove one structural critical beam from just the right place, an entire building could be shot. So I was thinking about this yesterday and I started thinking, oh, okay, so maybe it's a general principle that it only takes the introduction of one small bad thing to bring down a very large good thing. That's interesting. And I think it applies to the brain or the mental state as well, because, well, think about it. If you spend 10 minutes going over negative thoughts in your head, thinking about bad stuff or talking down to yourself, that's kind of like putting cesium on the razor scooter. It's going to eat away at the beautiful system that is your mind. And I think it's not as simple as saying, well, if I think 5 negative thoughts today and I think 5 positive thoughts this evening, it's going to cancel out. I think that there's actually an exponential difference in the negativity that a negative thought can cause to your mental state versus the positivity that a positive thought can cause to your mental state. And of course, it's all bro science. I don't have any proof. It's just a thought. But if the general principle of it being easy to destroy and hard to build and maintain is true, then that would kind of stand to reason that focusing on a negative thought would be really, really bad compared to focusing on a good thought. And like I said, this is not an original thought. Everybody tells you to think positively. But when I thought about this yesterday, it kind of made it click. And it reminded me of when you're working out and maybe you're having trouble activating a certain muscle or something like that. Sometimes just the right mental cue or just the right way of thinking about trying to activate your muscle, like the mental cue of if you're doing if you're doing cable chest flies, you can think about trying to squeeze a beach ball, or you could think about trying to bring your elbows together or trying to actually activate your pec. Different ways of thinking about it can produce different results, and different angles of viewing the same idea, like the idea that you shouldn't think negative thoughts, might yield wildly different results in your ability to do it. So this was one that actually made me a lot more conscious throughout the past 24 hours. When I see a negative thought come up, it's like, oh, I'm literally letting in something that is incredibly damaging and dangerous. So yeah, pretty cool. Hope it helps somebody else out there. I think it's an interesting thought. Feel free to debate it.